Good evening, people. Hopefully you can hear me and see me okay. Welcome to my live stream. It's 7 o'clock and we're going live with all your questions that you've given me so far. There's probably over 30 of them that I've got for the live, which is really good. And I've been looking forward to doing this. I've not done one for ages now. So hopefully you can see me in the chat. I can see, I think, Joe's Sleep Down and Slim Down Journey. Hello. How are you? Hi, Simone. How are you? Can everybody hear me? Good. Thank you. Yeah, so if you don't know me, which you probably do because you've probably watched my channel, hopefully, I'm Ali. I'm 52. I live in Glasgow in Scotland. I've been on Mounjaro now. It's coming up for 9 months soon, in a few weeks' time, which is crazy that I've been on it that long. And I got to my target goal at 6 months, pretty much bang on. And I've been in maintenance ever since, which is a total roller coaster, let's just call it that. I didn't expect maintenance to be this hard, really. I thought it was going to be easy, but hey ho, this journey never ends. It's just a new chapter in the book. So I've got a load of questions. I'll probably just start, as people join, I'll probably start just going through them all. If you've got any questions, pop them in the chat and I'll get through to them as well. I've already had one question in the chat, so I'll do any ones that pop up in the chat, I'll do them, and then I'll go back to the scripted ones, which I've not even thought of the answers to, so it's all going to be very spontaneous. Do you like my wee light that I moved from the bedroom just for tonight? It's just a bit of fun. It's just a wee love hearts and stuff like that. Anyway, hi Laurie, GLP-1 journey in review. How are you? How hard was it cruising on a GLP-1? Well, if you know me, I cruise once a year. I've been doing it for the last 10 years plus. Love it. If you've never been on a cruise, I really recommend you do it. You're going to a new destination mostly every day. You've got your food, your drink. It's unlimited drink, unlimited food if you buy a package. You've got your entertainment. It's just excellent. It's just a great way to see the world. If you've not been out there, you know, try it on 7 nights. I like a longer one than that, but it was a bit of a worry when I went on it, because last time I went on a 14-night cruise, I actually put on, wait for it, a stone. So they say every day you're on the ship, you put on 1 pound, which is crazy, I know. I came back a stone heavier last time. But this time I was adamant I was not going to be putting on a whole stone. So I took my Mounjaro with me, as you probably know from my channel, and I just used it like I was at home. I still had lots to drink. I still had a lot of food, but I had a lot of good choices rather than bad choices. I did worry how I was going to do on it, and I did worry when I came back off and I got jumped on the scales, which I'll come to in a moment. But other people were having fry-ups for their breakfast. I was having fruit. Other people were having 3 courses for their lunch. I was having just a little bit of each thing from the salad bar or something. Still having really good food that I enjoyed. And I was even having the occasional pudding. And at night, I was even having 2 starters. But I mean, like, the starters are tiny. Like, we're talking like a few prawns or something. But loved it. I had creamy cocktails for the first 2 days of a 14-day cruise, and I thought, I can't stay on these. I'm going to change up to Jack Daniels and Diet Coke. And I pretty much had that the rest of the cruise. I had a couple of cocktails along the way, but I did lots of exercise, drank lots of water, and I came back and I put on not 1 stone, 1 pound, which I was so delighted with. I was just crazily happy. My friend, who had never been on a cruise, was eating like there was no tomorrow. He came back and he put on 1.5 stone. Yeah, 1.5 stone. It's crazy. So I was well pleased with that. So yeah, so it was a worry, but I really enjoyed it. And it just shows that you can take your Mounjaro with you and it'll still work. Hi, Mr. Randomville. How are you? Let's see. Simone. Maintenance is hard. That's why I'm on Mounjaro. I've been practicing for 13 years and still struggle. I quite believe it. I rarely eat out. Never had takeaways. Love cooking from scratch and log calories. I always log my calories all week. I use the My Net Diary app. I know other people use various ones. There's lots of them out there. And I actually subscribe to the pro version because it's got some really good features. So you can just like take a screenshot of your food and it works out what's in the picture. So it's like an AI thing. I really enjoy that. And it wasn't even that dear. It was like 16 quid for the year. So to me, it's worth it. But yeah, maintenance is a roadmap that, let's say, just changes from week to week. I've had to change a lot of things that I thought, it's just going to go like this, but it hasn't gone like that at all. Anyway, I don't think I've got any more questions so far. So I'm going to show first question. I've written them all down on the iPad. So it's from My Mounjaro Journey. That's the person's name. There's quite a few questions. What's my biggest regret on this journey? Well, the biggest regret on Mounjaro is not starting it earlier. I know probably a lot of people say that, but I wish I'd known about it before I started it in, was it April? In March I started it. I wish I'd started it the previous winter, right round about now, maybe November, December time. And then I probably would have got down to my target weight for summer. And then, it's like you want to wear nice clothes in the summer and basically wear less clothes when you're going out and about on like on the beach and stuff. So that was the one thing I'd definitely change up. What is the one thing I would do differently? And what's the least thing you may miss about the old you? Well, first of all, the one thing I don't miss about the old me is wearing bigger clothes. So I was like an XL, I've been a large. I mean, I used to be, back in the day, when I was at my heaviest of 19 stone, don't even ask me what that is in pounds, I was a 44-inch waist jean. Now, I couldn't even get into proper clothes from retailers in the UK like Next, TK Maxx. They were out. It was basically Primark or online for bigger folk, and it's just embarrassing. Couldn't get on the flight, things with the seatbelts tight. I couldn't get on theme park rides because I was too heavy to get on them, and the seats in there are tiny, as you know. So I don't miss that. What would I do different? One thing I do differently. That's a hard one. What would I do differently? I think I would do more training for strength, because you do lose muscle mass on this journey, even though they say it's all fat that goes, there are some muscle mass that goes with it. You can't all just lose fat constantly. So I think I would have probably done more strength training along the way. Maybe that would have slowed things down a bit, but I'm finding now that's one thing I really want to focus on in the new year. So that's what that would be. And the other question was, where did I get my lights from? Well, they're all in the description. You can click, they're on Amazon, and then they're in the Black Friday sale, a lot of them as well. I just love a wee light, as you can tell from looking around. If you check out the calories in cocktails, most of them are equivalent to a meal. Yeah, and that's why I stayed off the cocktails after a couple of days, because I thought, if I stay on this for 2 whole weeks, there is no way, no matter how much exercise I do, I'll still never lose weight, or I'll come back a lot heavier. Let's see. Don't forget to like the stream, folks, so it gets pushed out to everybody. Simone says, maintaining your ideal weight once you get to your target weight, so no longer trying to lose weight. Yes, that's what basically maintenance is, if somebody was asking what is it. Oh yeah, I see that, Rich. Yeah, so maintenance is when you get to your goal, and then you need to start planning what you're going to do, because you don't want to put it all back on, but at the same time you don't want to lose it all, any more weight. So it's kind of staying in a zone. I've decided that I'm going to stay in a zone of 5 pounds up or 5 pounds down from my target goal, and I've been in it since I started the whole maintenance journey. I think because you're not going to stay at the same weight. You can't stay at the same weight every week. It's impossible. So yes, it is a bit of a struggle, but we'll come on to that. Let's have a look. Right, so the next question is going to be, it's from My Life with Mounjaro. Are you finding maintenance harder than weight loss? Yes. I was quite lucky during my weight loss journey. I had a steady loss most weeks. There was only 1 week I put on a pound, and there was only 1 week I stayed the same. Every other week over the whole 6 months, I lost weight. So I found, the noise in your head, we'll talk about the food noise. For me, that's been the biggest thing in Mounjaro. That's been switched off, and it's allowed me to focus on other things in my life that I don't have to constantly think about food. But the problem with maintenance is you get on the scales each week and you haven't got that buzz, that serotonin buzz that, I've lost more weight, great, feel great. It's either going to be up a pound, down a pound, stay the same. You don't get that same buzz off it. But you have to chase the buzz in other ways, like clothes. That's been a big thing for me, getting into smaller clothes. It's a non-scale victory, basically, but that is definitely a big thing for me, is the clothes. I think the clothes are actually better than the actual numbers on the scale, because the clothes, you just feel better in smaller clothes, you look better, and with that, it just makes your whole self-esteem go up. So yeah. The next one's from Josie Gendron-Y8I. These names are crazy, by the way. Are you fine? What was this one? How did you deal with slow digestion, like heartburn at night? Did I have hot water or mint tea? Not really one for hot water or mint tea, to be honest. If I had digestive problems, I always went for the pink stuff. What's it called? Pepto-Bismol, especially the sulfur burps. You take that, within 2 minutes it's gone. It's not the cheapest thing. It's like £8-9 for a big bottle of it, but it's so worth keeping it in the cupboard. I use that for anything like heartburn, sulfur burps. Even if you've got a wee upset stomach, it just gets rid of it. So that's really good. Next question's from Mission-with-Mounjaro. How long do you think you will be on maintenance for? Now that's a really good question, and it's going to change week on week, I think. My plan was, after New Year, I'm just going to come down to 2.5. I'm on 5 milligrams at the moment, and I'm split dosing it twice a week. So I'm taking 2.5 every 3.5 days. I want to come down to 2.5 in the new year, and then I'm thinking about coming off it altogether, but I'm going to talk about that later on, because I've had quite a few friends, and I'm also on TikTok, and there's quite a few people on there, things have happened with, which I'll come on to. And part 2 question was, do you have any more goals? Yeah, I'm going to build some strength. I need to, you can't see this, but the tummy has got a bit of loose skin. I've got bingo wings a bit. I want to tone that up, and I want to increase my strength without putting on lots of weight. That's the tricky thing. You don't want to put on weight, but I don't want to lose any more, but I want to put on muscle. And it's a fine balance, really. The other question she had was, do I still have tons of energy to do my running, or would I say I'm disciplined and it's a habit? It's a bit of both. I do park run every week. Well, I try to do it every week. On a Saturday mornings, that's a 5K. If you've not done park run and you like running or walking or jogging, do a park run. There's thousands of them around the country, and they're all free. There's no excuse not to try it. You never last, so don't worry about that. there's always a tail walker at the end. But yeah, I do that on a Saturday and I run 7.5k with my club on a Thursday night. So that's kind of a routine. But energy levels have been up and down on this whole journey. The first week I took Mounjaro, my energy levels were through the floor. Like, I don't know why, but for the first few days I was like, I hardly had any energy at all. It's been a lot better since. And I do take energy tablets sometimes when I go and running, because I don't let my blood sugars get too low because of the whole faint and stroke, dizzy spells that I've had on this drug. I have to really watch when I stand up, because sometimes I feel dizzy and it's down to like low blood sugar and low blood pressure, I think. I have been to the doctor and got it checked out, but they're saying there's nothing wrong. So that's her question. Let's check in the chat. Hope you're all doing well, by the way. There's no such thing as perfection, Simone. Just progress. Nutrition matters, definitely. And I take tablets as well, A to Z tablets. I take various things. I've just started taking creatine this week. Now that's a bit of a strange one, because somebody told me there was a Black Friday deal and you got a whole year's creatine. So I got that. It's just a teaspoon of like a tasteless powder that you put in drinks, hot or cold, and it basically boosts your muscles, but it's got a negative of it holds water. So this week I put on 2.5 pounds and I'm putting it down to that because my eating habits haven't really changed this week. So I'm hoping next week it's not as bad. The Chilled Motorcyclist, that's a nice name. Hi Ali, what do you reckon your calorie intake is? I've done 2 weeks and I feel exhausted. Also feel dizzy a lot. Did you? Yeah, I'm dizzy all the time. I think it's a known thing. I can't remember it's got a name. If you look it up, if I'm sitting in this position and I stand up, I'm fine. If I'm reclined or lying down in bed and I get up too quick, say the buzzer goes and I rush to the buzzer, I feel like I'm going to keel over. I need to hold on to something. It's basically just the blood rushing back to my head. I've had that since I've been on Mounjaro. Like, I think it was a couple of months in. It was weird. It didn't start at the very beginning. I would say I'm on about 1,800 calories. Now, when I say I'm on 1,800 calories, when I do exercise, in my Net Diary app, it pushes up my calories beyond that. So I don't have 1,800 calories, and no matter if I do a marathon that week, not that I do a marathon, but it would push my calories up to like 3,000 if I did a marathon. But what I'm saying is I don't just have 1,800 calories, and then that includes all my exercise. Exercise is boosting the calories up a bit. When I was losing weight, it was a bit less than that. It was about 1,500, 1,600. But now that I'm in maintenance, I don't want to lose any more weight. So it's roughly about 1,800-ish. But yeah, the fainting thing, I did faint once. Luckily, I didn't hit my head or anything. And my flatmate was in and found me. It was a bit scary. It's not happened since. There's a couple of times it's nearly happened again because I got up too quick. But now I've just got to the point where I know I need to get up slow. And one of the times I was in the hot tub on the cruise, because see, when you're in a hot environment and you stand up quick, I had to sit at the side of the hot tub for a good 5 minutes before I could stand up. It's something to do with my blood pressure, I think, or blood sugars. If I don't eat anything, it's worse. So sometimes I just have like even a chocolate bar or something like that. But there's nothing wrong. The doctor checked my bloods and everything. It was all fine. Let's see. Joe says, congratulations on your weight loss, Rich. If you're feeling the cold, oh God, I feel the cold all the time. It's really bad now, isn't it? Now the temperatures have dropped. Make sure you're prioritizing protein from animal, fish, or plants before protein drinks to help your body regulate. Yeah, that's a good call. I'm cold all the time on this journey. Even during the summer, I was cold. Now I've got my hats, I've got my jumpers, I've got my gloves. I've got a heated steering wheel in the car, thank God. That's a lifesaver. But if you're cold on Mounjaro, it's just a side effect. It's a known side effect. Chilled Motor says, thank you for your honesty. The dizziness have been, it's not, do you know what, nobody really talks about being dizzy. Have you noticed all the side effects? People just talk about the sulfur burps, the stomach issues, the diarrhea, the constipation. Nobody talks about dizzy spells, and that's how I really was shocked when I had it, because I thought, oh God, I need to go and see the doctor. But I think it is a side effect, because I have had other few folk come to me when I put that video out about me fainting. People were saying they were getting it, so that was good to know that other people were getting it as well, because I was surprised when it was happening. I just thought it was me, but I think it's definitely Mounjaro. Simone says, Rich, get yourself a down gilet and some proper wool walking socks. Right, that sounds good. Yeah, feet are cold as well. Ryan Laughing 7064 says, what dose did you feel it really started working? Well, Ryan, I was really lucky. I lost the majority of my weight on 2.5 milligrams, which is the starter dose. Now, I know people say it's just a loading dose for 4 weeks and then you go up. Not for me. It was working. My advice is don't just go up to the next dose because your pharmacy tells you to after 4 weeks. Because before you know it, you'll be on the 15 and you'll be spending over £300. Stay on the same dose if the weight's still coming off, or, the food noise is still there. The food noise suppression is still there. If any of that changes, if the food noise comes back, or you are not losing any more weight for a couple of weeks, think about going up the doses. I lost the majority of weight on 2.5, and then I moved up to 5 at about, I think it was 4 months in. So I was 18 weeks, whatever that is, on 2.5. So it just shows you can stay on it as long as you want. The people that race up the doses, they're just charging you a fortune for them now because of the price hike. So as you know, a 15 milligram dose is now over 300 quid. I mean, unless you've got a really good job, I don't know how people can afford that. And that's why everybody are moving to Wegovy, which is another story, because I'm on TikTok as well and I read a lot of people's stories. So many people have moved to Wegovy for a month or 2 months and they've all moved back. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them do. They don't find the food suppression is really good and they're getting a lot of stomach issues. That's what I see a lot of the comments being. And then some people have said, well, it's been a waste of money for me because I've spent £200, £300 for 2 or 3 months on Wegovy when I could have just stayed on Mounjaro and paid a wee bit higher. But everybody's different. That's the thing about this journey. Mine is different to yours. I lost a lot of weight on 2.5. Some people lose no weight on 2.5. Some people have no side effects on their whole journey. I wish I was like that. I've had all the side effects. I've had the diarrhea, I've had the constipation, I've had the dizzy spells, I've had the fainting, I've had the sulfur burps, I've had the coldness, I've had the dry mouth is another one. Don't know if you get that. I get that all the time, every day. And no matter, I could drink 10 litres of water and it would still be there. I've just got used to it now. Talking of which, I've got a dry mouth now. So if you've got a dry mouth, that's definitely a side effect. The headaches is another one. Now, headaches, I find, I only had them at the start and I realised I wasn't drinking enough water. And then as soon as you drink enough water, they go away. So if you are getting headaches, try drinking a lot more water and then you'll find that they do go away, or I have anyway. Simone says, I don't miss food noise. No, nor me. So that's what I'm worried about coming off this drug, is the food noise. So many people said it comes back with a vengeance, and then they've had to go back on Mounjaro because after 3 weeks they've come off it and they wanted to eat the house and home. So they wanted to go into the fridge and eat the whole lot. And that's my worry, because that is the biggest thing that has let me lose this weight, is not having those thoughts in your head that you need to go and eat. You must finish your plate. You must have 3 courses, all the puddings of the day. So that's what I'm worried about at the end of the day. Joe says, if you're feeling dizzy, go to the docs. They'll check your blood level as you had mine checked and let you know whether you need to regulate your blood sugar or maybe come off high blood pressure tablets if you're on them. Yeah, I'm not on high blood pressure tablets, but my flatmate is, and he had to come off his because Mounjaro brought it back down. Mounjaro has got so many other benefits to your health. Like, I had a lot of joint pain for like running, as sore backs and to sore knees. Don't get any of that anymore. So it acts as an anti-inflammatory as well. So there's so many other benefits to not just weight loss. There's so much other stuff it's good for. And I've seen so much stories about other people saying they've come off certain meds. Type 2 diabetes being reversed. So that's a big one. So it's not just weight loss. Simone's got dry mouth every day. Me too. All day and night, which means I have to drink at night and then go, oh my God. So when you've hit it on the nail, I have to go up to the toilet at least twice a night during the night. And it's so annoying. I don't like a broken sleep. But if I drink too much, I have to go to the toilet. But it's what it is. Rather go up for a pee twice a night than be obese. Put it that way. Yeah, pee all night long. Me too. Raquel. Hi, Raquel. She says, stick to the MG that works for you for the longest time. Yep, that's good advice. Don't just raise up the doses. See if your pharmacy says, we're putting you up to the 5 from the 2.5 and you're like, no, I don't want to. Just tell them. Just say, no, I want to stay on this dose. It's up to you at the end of the day. It's not up to your pharmacy if they move you up. I mean, they're thinking of the cash. Do you know what I mean? So stick to what you know. If it's working for you, just stick to it. Joe says, thankfully we can afford 7.5 milligrams. It lets it help us better at feeding our bodies very healthy. 7.5 is where it gets dear, I think. I'm paying 164 for 5 milligrams, and 7.5 is £215, which is a huge jump, I think. I don't want to go up any more doses. I'm on 5. I'm kind of on 6 at the moment because I took my 5 a little bit earlier because I felt the food noise wasn't as great for a couple of weeks. So I'm kind of hovering around 6, but it's still 5 pen. I'm just taking it a bit earlier. I've got 2 pens in the fridge as well, so that's fine. But I'm not moving up to 7.5. Definitely not. If anything, I want to come down the doses, not go up them. Let's see. My Mounjaro journey. Have you short or microdose the pen? Yes, I do that just now. I've been doing it for a good couple of months. So I take a 5 pen and I take 30 clicks of the pen. So the pen's in the fridge, but basically you're just going to use it exactly the same way. The only difference is you're just counting the clicks. Do 30 clicks, stop. Often plunge will only come halfway out. Inject it as normal. 3.5 days. So obviously you do normally 1 injection a week. I do 2 injections of 2.5 twice a week. Still the same dose. The reason I do this is because on day 6 and 7 of just doing it normally, the food noise was starting to come back for me. And this is a half-life product. That means that when it gets after day 5, it kind of falls off a cliff. So, it goes like that and it kind of just goes sharp down the way. Whereas if you're doing it splitting, you're evening it out a bit. I'll show you my chart in the Shotzi app just to show you what it kind of looks like. So I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but you see the chart. It's got little spikes. So that's when you've taken the injection, then it comes down and then it spikes a wee bit. It's hard to see because it's quite light in this kitchen. I put the light on. But if you don't have the Shotzi app, I don't they're not paying me or anything for this. I love it though. And I subscribed to it. I think it was £20 for the year or something. But I just love how it tells you on your phone, it's hard to see this, as you can see, it says 5.16. It's not coming out very well in there. But it tells you when your next jab is. Mine is 1 day to my next jab, what the estimated dosage is in my system at the moment, which is 5.16. And obviously, when you take that, it's then going to spike to about 6. That's why I'm just kind of hovering around 6. But yeah, I like that because it keeps me accountable and I just log it. And also you can log your side effects in it and your weight. And there's like a diary where you can log how you're feeling and stuff. I really like it. There are other ones, but Tad Marshburn 06I, Ali, thank you for your support and guidance. £72 down. Woohoo! Chuffed for you. You must be buzzing. What's £72 in stone? To ask. What's £72 in stone?
The answer is 5.14 stones.
Over 5 stone. That's brilliant. I've lost 3.5 stone, and I don't want to lose anymore. But that's amazing. Well done. So good. I love all these stories. They're just, everybody's got such great stories behind them. Joe said, let's see, I was celebrating your success but sneezed. Simone stocked up on 3 times 10 milligram pens from a supplier. Take 2.5, 5 and 7.5 doses if food noise becomes an issue. Told supplier I was leaving as it was just too expensive for me. Got £50 off next 2 orders. Right, so that's good. With suppliers and with Medicine Marketplace, they don't do codes. They just try and do it as cheap as possible. So I don't really do the whole codes thing. I know a lot of people do because they can get it a bit cheaper, but you're not going to get it cheaper for 1 month typically, and then it goes sky high. I think there's another couple that'll give you £100 off, but I mean, we're talking like crazy prices when the £100 not there. So I can't be arsed changing every month to a new supplier. Plus, see when you're in maintenance, because your BMI, my BMI is at 22 point something. A lot of pharmacies won't take you on, so I can't really just chop and change. There's only certain pharmacies that will take you when your BMI is in the normal zone, which mine is. So be aware of that when you get to your target goal. Don't keep chopping and changing. You might get a lot of pharmacies saying, no, we're not going to support you on this because your BMI is too low for us. And remember, some pharmacies, when you come off it, they won't let you back on because your BMI is too low. Raquel is £77 down, but it's really slowed down, having a £5 up or down to 77 loss. Just persevere and carry on is my motto. Yeah, just rinse and repeat, I would say. Let's see, Foy is £229 instead of £279. I don't know if that's that for 7.5. See, £279 for 7.5 is expensive. So £100 in total, but as I use the pen for smaller doses, I probably now have about 4 months supply. Yeah, so, right, we're going to go off topic here, but you know that the recommended guidelines is that you have this in your fridge for 30 days maximum. So you do you follow the guidance, you follow the guidance. If you're doing that, it's going to be in the fridge for a lot longer than 30 days. So just be wary that, you are going against the guidelines if you do that. I think when I come down to 2.5, I'm still going to buy a 5 pen just because it's going to save me a lot of money. And I'm not that fussed for being in the fridge for, 60 days instead of 30? I don't think there's going to be much difference. I've heard other people use it for way longer than that, and there's not been any issues. I think the reason it's only 30 days is because they only tested it for 30 days. That's what the consensus is, but that is the guidelines. So don't go by what I'm saying, go with the guidelines, but you do you. just make sure you research it before you go off the guidelines. Right, my next question, let's see, oops, locked. Right, this man does Mounjaro. So he's got quite a few questions, but this first one is, what are the best and worst parts of your journey so far? Well, the best parts is trying on my hauls. Now, when you say hauls, that's like, I go to Next, I bought a ton in the sale, Peloton, I was trying them on. I've got a video of me trying on clothes. I just love trying on thinner clothes because you just feel so good. Getting into a slimmer top or a jean size. I mean, I've gone from a 38 jean since I started this to a 30, and even they are quite loose if I'm not going down to 28. But that's been definitely the best part, is the trying on the clothes. I can't get over them in a small size, right? I still go into shops and my go-to is a medium. And then I try it on, it looks like a bag of shite because it's too big. I look like a tent. But then my mind hasn't caught up with my body. And apparently it can take up to 3 years for your brain to catch up. I mean, I've been so fat my whole life. It does take a lot of training to get your brain to look at your body and think, well, you're not actually obese anymore. So that's definitely a big thing to take away when you go to a shop. I just can't think I'm that small now. It's nuts. Until you're in that situation, you'll see. The worst part of my journey so far is the side effects. Probably I've just had so many. The dizziness I hate. Don't really mind the dry mouth now. I've just got used to it. Peeing during the night, it's annoying. Things are more annoying, niggles. Of course, you do get the brown rain, the diarrhea occasionally. I've not had that for a while, thank God. But I have had constipation quite a bit. But if you take those pills, what are they called again? Filicum husk, something husk. I can't remember. It's got a weird name. They're really good for constipation. It's just that kind of thing that's more of an annoyance than anything else. So Raquel, you've got a question here you put down. When do I envisage coming off Mounjaro? Well, that's the big question really, isn't it? I did want to come off it next year, maybe March, which is like a year I'd been on it. At the moment, that's open to interpretation because I don't know how I'm going to cope coming down to 2.5 in the new year. If I do manage to come down to 2.5, I might even go down to 1.25. I don't know. It changes week on week. It really does. I could stay on it for life. I don't know. My provider will let me stay on it for life, so I could. It's all down to cost and stuff, isn't it? We shall see. Watch this space. Next question is from Diane-R71. What did I do for a job? I come over as quite natural on camera. Well, I always think I come over really awkward on camera. See, when I first started doing this, like 9 months ago almost, God, looking back at my first video, it's just like, you just feel awkward because you're talking to yourself essentially when you're recording it. There's nobody else there. It's just weird. I kind of got more used to it now. What do I do? I'm a service manager at a big telecommunications company. So basically I look after big companies for their broadbands and like EE and that sort of stuff. So it can be quite stressful at times. But yeah, that's what I do. Next question's from Heidi Dombrowski 4753. God's sake, these names just get longer and longer, don't they? What height am I? I'm roughly about 5'9", 5'10". So what do you guys think about BMI? Because I just find it so outdated now. I think it needs a revamp. I know that's what all the pharmacies go by, but I mean, you could be muscly and you could be classed as obese. It's just all a bit outdated, I find. You can let me know in the comments what you guys think. Shy2682 started journey in spring 24. Well, that's early. At £258. Today I'm £165. Wow, amazing. My goal is £155, but I'll settle for 158. I'm almost at maintenance. I can't wait to get there. Yeah, I changed my goal twice. I thought I actually decreased it, and then I got down to another goal. And I thought, well, I'll go further down, and I changed it back. I changed it up a bit. Just keep doing it till you feel comfortable in your own body. That's my tip. Don't go by a set number, because you'll get to it and you'll think, I want to go a bit further. Just how you feel. You'll get to a point where you'll be like, if I lose much more, I think I'll look ill or I'll look gone, and you'll get comments, and you don't want that. So just make sure it's how you feel in your own skin. That's your target. Simone says, only used pen that shouldn't be used after 30 days, but I take that risk. Yeah, it's all in yourself, really, isn't it? The drug might be less effective, but who knows? I don't think it does, to be honest. But don't take my word for it. It's up to you. It is a bit of definitely a money saver if you use it for a longer period of time. And there's lots of people do it. But that is up to you if you do it. Mr. Randomville says, I agree, BMI is outdated. Yeah, how long has it been going? Dawn of time. Someone says, I bought a little insulated pouch. Comes with a small ice pack. If going abroad, take proof that the med was prescribed right. So I had that. I took a wee pouch. I'll just go and get it. It's actually in the fridge. So I took this on holiday. And it's basically got your pen. There's an ice pack. It's in the freezer. And then you just pop in your needles and your wipes. Does anybody ever get dry skin or itchy ear? I get that a lot as well, by the way. I've noticed I do it on camera a lot. Yeah, so I took this on holiday. Do not put it in your hold luggage. Okay? That is a must, because it'll freeze. Because see, when you go on a plane, the temperature on the hold luggage on a flight is minus something or other. So don't do that. It's okay to put it in your hand luggage. I took it through security, and I thought it was going to be a big hoo-ha. Nobody even blinked. Nobody even checked it. Nobody says you got a needle. Not even a question. If you think about it, people that are diabetic take these through security every day. So I think they're used to it. But I had a documentation on my phone, just in case they asked me if, I had the emails to say that I was on it. Not even one person even asked about it. And we had friends that just went to America, because that was Europe I went to. Well, it was actually just Southampton. But they went to America and not one person blinked or said anything about the syringes. So if it probably happens, daily. I think they're just used to it. So don't worry about that. Someone says, I bought similar, about to go off to Gran Canaria on Thursday, my first holiday in Mounjaro. Enjoy yourself. That'll be nice hot. Yeah, that was my first holiday a few weeks ago on the cruise since being on Mounjaro, and oh my God, because there's like a dressy up night, two or three of those, and I just loved putting on new shirts, new trousers, taking my photograph. Not that I don't like taking my photograph, but a lot of people don't like taking a photograph. But see, when you've lost weight and you feel good in yourself, your self-esteem's great, people are commenting on you, and then you look good in clothes, you have to celebrate it. We don't get down to this weight so we could just sit in our jammies all day in the house. Go out. I had my waistcoat on the other day when I went out to the bingo. Yeah, to the bingo. I had a shirt and a waistcoat on and a pair of jeans and shoes at the bingo. And I just thought, I just felt like dressing up. Why not? We get down to this weight, celebrate it and show it off. That's what I say. Toffer Deb, my husband takes his insulin, no problem. Yeah, exactly. I think they're just used to it. I've got 3 new bikinis, says Simone. Good for you. And hope you get into them all. And I hope you show them all off at the pool and make everybody jealous. Okay, doke. Next question is from Simone Ilger 4403. Can you envisage life without Mounjaro? Kind of covered this one a wee bit. It all depends if I can train my brain into not. It's the food noise. It's going to come down to that. Obviously, I don't eat as much as I used to. I'm just worried about falling back into bad habits when the food noise comes back. So I don't know the answer to that question. Is really the answer? And what's the biggest change to what I eat or how I eat? Biggest change is portion size, I would say. Don't eat as much as I used to. I also don't finish a lot of food if I'm out. So, you'll go out and you know what your parents are like when you're young. Oh, you need to finish that plate before you eat your pudding. Nah, that's all gone. If I don't want it, I just leave it. I don't feel like it's a bit of a waste of money, I guess, but me and my friend went to Topolobamba, which is Mexican. Well, I didn't realize how much fried stuff Mexican food was. Had things like calamari, like loads of other stuff, like the chips and the all the rest. I don't know, tons of stuff. Anyway, it was all like little plates. Wow, it was so greasy, and I was just like halfway through it, and I can't eat any of this. And I think the waitress was like, "Do you want a doggy bag?" she says, and I'm like, "Nope, don't want it." So it cost 60 quid for that meal between the two of us. I won't be back. Put it that way. Just get used to food. You choose more healthy options by default. I don't go for the fried food selection now. Go for more healthy things. I think it's just you just change in your mind what you're actually going to eat. And I also find myself looking at menus online now before I actually go out, so I can see what I can have. And that's another thing. You're wandering around the city centre, you think, where can I go to eat? You don't go to McDonald's, you don't go to KFC, you don't want to go to all these junk food places. You want to go to somewhere that you can get a healthy option. Because if you go to a pub, a lot of the time it's like mac cheese or steak pie and chips, and just have a look online, see where you can go. That's what I say. What other changes have I made to what I eat? I eat a lot more protein, but I still need to up the protein. Fiber is another thing. I need to keep upping that. That's going to be my goals in the New Year's: weight training, fiber, and protein uptake. Maureen Parnaby 1912 says, "Will my pharmacy prescribe it long term, and will they take it off you when you get to Target?" Right, so I'm already at Target, and no, they won't take it off me. They will subscribe all the way down to 22 BMI, I think it is, or 21.5. It's something like that. I've already checked with them. That's one thing to do. If you're getting near maintenance, check with your supplier what they support down to, because you don't want them cutting you off when you get down to a certain BMI, because they'll just say, ta-da, you're not getting it anymore. And then you might struggle to get another supplier because they'll be like, no, your BMI is like below 30, so we can't give you it. So just be wary. There are websites. There's the Monj website, monj.co.uk. I advise you go there. And I'm not affiliated with it at all. But if you go in there, it's a really good website. And there's a section for maintenance on there. If you click it, it'll tell you all the different pharmacies that supply down to what dose. So they'll tell you, which BMI they'll take you down to, and what ones they'll support you within what zones. So like 21.5 to say 30. You know what I mean? But go in there and have a look. Just don't be getting cut off when you get to your target, because you'll pile the weight back on if you just stop this drug straight away. As I already discussed, I don't know if I'm going to be on it long term. Maybe. We shall see. Laurie from GLP-1 Journey in Review. You need to check out her channel, by the way. She does loads of great interviews, including me. She's a really good interviewer. She's in America. She's asking a lot around the new pen that's coming out in America. So as you know, our Mounjaro pen is clicks, whereas in America it's one dose and then you throw it away. It's a waste of plastic if you ask me. But she's asking about the pen and how the UK one works in comparison to the USA one. I can now split the dose. So yeah, so before, the Americans can't split the dose. They can only just do the one pen. I think it just injects a whole lot, goes in the bin. There's also no golden dose. If anybody doesn't know what the golden dose is, it's the residual liquid that's left. People call it the golden dose. Don't know why I ever got that name. But in the UK, there's 4 doses in a pen, but there's also a little bit left over, but there's enough for an extra dose. It's usually you use it to prime the pen, but I only prime the pen the first time I use it. I don't do it every time I inject. It's only going into your fat. It's not going into a vein, so you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, you'll be able to split the dose when you get the new pens. So there's basically Eli Lilly are making new pens for America and the Arab Emirates, and it's going to be very similar to the one here, where you can split the dose. So you could be on a 5 pen like me, taking it 2.5 twice a week. So that's going to be an advantage for you, but you guys are not going to get the golden dose because they're going to be doing away with that when they redo the pens. So it's going to be 4 doses in the pen and just a tiny amount that you can actually prime the pen. There's not going to be enough left over to do another dose. But our pens, from friends I've been speaking to on TikTok, who somebody knows, somebody in Eli Lilly, they're not changing our pens imminently. So I think they're going to see how these go down in America and the Arab Emirates, and then it might come to us. But it's further down the line, so don't worry about that at the moment. The other question was, if you go off Mounjaro and gain weight, can I go back on it? Yes. So I spoke to my supplier. My supplier also do live TikToks, which is really good. And they said, if you come off it, so say I came off it tomorrow, I have up to 3 months to go back on it. So if I find in 4 weeks' time it's too much, the food noise is back with a vengeance, because my BMI is so low, a lot of people won't take me on, they'll let me go back on within the 3-month window. So pleased with that, because that's my backup plan if I do come off it. Paul G9388 says, what is my Mounjaro road plan looking like? There's quite a few questions here. So that one, I did a video on a road plan. But I must admit it changes week on week. Some weeks I'm thinking I need to do more of this, more of that, less of this, less of that. So it's just been a total minefield, to be honest. I'm finding it trickier being on maintenance than it was losing it, because when I was losing it, I was just going down the scale and it was all great. Don't get me wrong, I had the side effects and all the rest of the stuff that goes with it. But now that I've no more losses to do, it's try and get into a place where you've got enough fibre, enough protein, getting enough exercise, enough water, and then you're still not losing too much weight and you're not gaining it back. It's just really tricky. And then I want to put on muscle, as I said. That's another problem. And will I titrate down the doses or space them out more? I'm going to titrate down. I'm going to try going down to 2.5 in the new year and see how that plan goes. If it's not enough, I'll go back up to 5 and stay on it a bit longer. Is my end goal to come off Mounjaro completely or stay in it forever? Yeah, everybody loves this question, don't they? I don't know his answer to that. We shall see. I could stay on it forever. I could afford a 5 pen as long as the prices don't keep going up. And then as new things come out, you've got retatride's going to probably come out. The pill version of Mounjaro is going to come out. I'm sure the JAGs are going to have to come down if these things come out, because people aren't going to be buying it as much. Would you take a pill? I don't know if maintenance might be good for a pill. I don't know. It depends what price it is as well. And I can't see how it's going to be dearer because you don't have to refrigerate a pill, whereas you have to bulk refrigerate this medicine. But they must be saving a fortune. Next question. Let's see. Probably trying to catch up. You look very dapper in your big outfit. Thank you. Yes. I'm assuming you like Kellogg's cereal. This was like this thing up here. Went to America one year and just bought all these old signs. So there's Kellogg's, there's loads of other ones, Camp Coffee, Bisto Granules, there's loads of them. I just liked them at the time. Doesn't really mean anything. Mr. Randomville says, we got a carry pack for diabetic pain and had to soak it in water for 10 minutes and it crystallizes. It keeps the pain cool for 36 hours. All right, I heard of that. Ideal for when you're going on holiday. Luckily, on my cruise, there was a fridge in the room, so I just kept it in the fridge the whole time. My Mounjaro journey protein did I take supplements? I try not to, but I try to eat a lot of meat, a lot of chicken or beef or ham. I like to eat a lot of that. Just sometimes I just eat out of the packet if I'm feeling a bit peckish. I have been sent some protein powder from a company, which I'm going to come on to next week, I think. I've not been able to try it yet. I'm going to try that and see what it's like as a chocolate flavour. I used to have Huel way back in the day, and that was quite nice. If you want to take it to work and have it for a lunch, it's quite handy. So I'll let you know how I got on with that, and if I recommend it, I'll put it on the channel. I'll talk about that more next week. Toffer Deb says, Nando's do tender stem, is that broccoli, as an option with a butterfly chicken. I like broccoli. I find Nando's is so expensive for what it is now. It used to be fairly cheap, and now I just feel like it's an overpriced chicken place now. But yeah, I don't think I've missed any other questions on there. If I have, you can ask them again. Right, next question is from Shai2682. Did my maintenance slow down a lot when I got does the weight slow down a lot when I got close to maintenance? Well, not really. I've been quite lucky. It's been mostly 1 to 2 pounds a week the whole journey, apart from at the start. It was 4 pounds for 2 weeks, I think. And then it was like 1 pound, 2 pounds, 1 pound, 2 pounds, which is pretty much what they say you should lose, between 1 and 2 pounds a week. So I was quite glad. I didn't want to lose it dead quick because then you get more loose skin and you get problems with that. So not really. I think it's just been quite constant for me, which has been really good. My Mounjaro journey, he's got a load of questions here. So when I started, did I give myself a target time frame, weight and exercise? Well, I didn't really give myself a target time frame because I think it just takes as long as it takes. I didn't know how this was going to work. I didn't know whether I was going to lose nothing on it. Didn't know I was going to lose a ton of weight on it. So I didn't give myself a time frame. I did give myself a weight goal, but then I got to that goal fairly quick. So I extended it down a stone. And then I went and changed it again for a second time. I thought I'll lose another 4 pounds. I lost 2 and I thought, nah, I don't want to lose any more. So I pushed it back up a bit. Exercise, I've always been pretty good with exercise. As I say, I do a little bit of weights, I do a lot of running, I do a lot of walking, I do 10k steps a day. Well, I try to, because I walk to work and back when I'm in the office. I do my Peloton, which I'm going to come on to in a minute because that's one of the questions. So I do quite a lot of exercise, but the problem was the last time I lost weight with Slimming World, which is back in about 2017, I was doing tons of exercise like I am now, but the foods on Slimming World are very, linear, let's say. I mean, you can eat as much pasta as you want. Looking back on it, I don't think that's really a good thing to do. But I did lose a lot of weight on it, not as much as I've lost on this. But exercise has never been an issue for me. It's just that you cannot exercise off a bad diet, and that's what it's all been for me. It's been the food noise. I just can't do enough exercise to cancel out the calories, basically. I'd have to do a marathon a day. How long have I had my Peloton and how often do I use it? Right, so I bought the Peloton in January 2021 when the pandemic was at one of its highest points, when you couldn't go to the gym. I used to go to the gym, cancelled my membership when the pandemic hit, and then I bought a Peloton. I was on it 5-6 times a week, and it's not just a bike. There's a whole app with, strength classes, kettlebells, bar classes, shadow boxing. Oh God, there's upper lower body strength. There's so much stuff on it. If you've got the treadmill, there's running on it, there's walking on it, there's outdoor stuff on it. There's so much stuff, not just rides, but I like the rides the best. I use it 5 times a week at least. Like this morning, I was on the bike for 2 classes, and then I spin the screen round, going to put down a mat that I got with it, and I was doing a bit of dumbbells. I love it. It's one of the best purchases I've ever had. And I can also get a discount if anyone's interested in one. I do recommend it. If you don't want to go to the gym and you just want to do your exercises in your own house, it's great for that if you've got room for it. The other good thing is I work from home twice a week, so I can do an exercise class or a spin class in my lunch. So that's ideal for me because the gym's about a mile away. And you know what it's like, if it's not on your doorstep, you don't go as much. So I've never joined the gym again. I don't think I need to because I just do my outdoor runs. When I was on the ship, I did a lot of treadmill runs, which I'm not as keen on treadmill runs as outside. I just find that outside's more stimulant. But yeah, I love my Peloton. I would be lost without it. Have I used tracking apps? Yes. So I've got my Apple Watch all the time. That's great for your calories, standing up, exercise rings to close, keeps you motivated. I've got the My Neck Diary app for logging my food. I love that. I've got the Shotsy app for logging my shots, my injections, and all your side effects. And it's obviously the chart I showed you. And I got Happy Scale, which was when I was losing weight. It was targeting my weight all the way down and giving me graphs and stuff. I signed up to that for a year, but I'll probably cancel it because I've reached my target goal. They're the main ones I use. I have actually just started a new one, and I bought it for a year because I quite liked it. Like it was like 50 quid for the year. It was in Black Friday sale, and it's called, I can get the name of it, Bevel. It's a bit like, it tells you, it's hard to see on this because of the light. It basically tells you your stress of the day, your foods, your resting heart rate and stuff like that. And your sleep, it's good for sleep. It gives you a sleep score and stuff. I really liked it. So I thought I'm going to try that for a year, see what it's like. I love apps. I love graphs. I love all these things that gives you data on your journey. Those are the main ones that I use. It's got another few questions here. If I was to start Mounjaro today, what advice would I give myself? Well, that's a good question, isn't it? What would I give myself? Eat more protein, drink more water, eat more fiber. Those are the big 3 because those are the 3 I fail on the most, I would say. And don't give up. Don't think, how's it going to go? Just live it week by week. Have one thing I would say is have mini goals. So don't have, I'm going to lose 3 stone and that's your only goal. Have little goals along the way, like half stone, a stone, that sort of thing. And then you've got your off-scale non-scales victories, like you're getting into 32-inch jeans, you're getting into small clothes or medium clothes or extra large clothes instead of triple X clothes. These are all wins. You're getting on a flight and the seatbelt actually clicks round you now. I mean, one of the weird things is I now have hip bones. And yeah, we've all got hip bones, we know that, but I'd never felt them before because they're always under fat. So in my bed, you keep feeling like you keep pressing them. It's weird. It's things like that. It's just little things that are really, really good for off-scale victories. What's my plans for 2026? Well, that's open to suggestion because I still don't know how this is going to pan out because it keeps changing week on week. I'm going to do more strength, as I said, eat more fibre and protein, and see how I go with that and see if the weight goes on. Hopefully not. Hopefully I can keep it under control and hopefully I'll get rid of this stomach, because if you really want to see, I've got a bit of loose skin. It's not too bad, but you can see it like showing off, but we've all got bad areas, haven't we? Let's face it. What was the reason I started Mounjaro? Well, I was fed up being fat. That's basically the bottom line. I was so sick of yo-yo dieting over the years. I've tried fasting, hated it. Couldn't keep up with that whole 5-2 thing. I don't know how people do it. I was absolutely starving on the days I couldn't eat. I'd done Slimming World, but again, I couldn't eat certain foods. This, I can eat what I want. I had a curly whirly earlier. It was like 99 calories. You don't feel like you're, being bad on it because you just put it in your app and you've logged it and you still lose weight. It's crazy. As long as you're in a calorie deficit, you'll lose weight. That's the big thing. Any mental health struggles that I overcame? Self-esteem, low self-esteem. I had that because I don't like the way my body looks. I think we're all the same though, aren't we? That's one big thing. Nobody likes being overweight. Let's face it. Some people are happy being overweight, but are they really deep down happy? Stress, a lot of stress. But then that's nothing to do with Mounjaro. It could be your work, could be life. I've not really had that many mental struggles along the way, if I'm honest. I think most of the mental struggles come from trying to now stay in maintenance. It's just like, I'm doing this right, I'm doing that right. Because I was quite lucky that the scales were coming down most weeks. And I didn't have that whole stalling thing where people say, I've been in a plateau for 6 weeks now. I didn't have any of that. So I was quite happy that way. What's the most I lost in 1 week? That was about 4 pounds. It was the first 2 weeks, and then it was like 1 to 2 pounds. I mentioned that before. He's also got a channel. So his name is My Mounjaro Journey. I think he's only got about 65 subscribers, but it's a really good channel. He does similar to me, just a guy around my age. So have a look at his channel. That's the name of it. And give him a wee thumbs up and a subscribe. Let's go back to the chat because I've been neglecting you. Let's see. Shotzi is great, says Toffer Deb. Yeah, I love it. It's a really good app. Whoever made it, it's genius. Corin PC2MQ. Although mattresses can become uncomfortable when you lose weight, my mattress is firm, really hurts my hips and back, ups and downs. Well, funny you say that. It's not my mattress that's sore. I've got a memory foam mattress. Sitting on benches and things like that. See if you go and sit on like a wooden bench or something now. My God, I can feel the bones through it. It's like I don't have enough fat on my bum now to like pad it. I just find that is more uncomfortable than anything else now. It's weird, isn't it? Ali, please say curly whirly again. Your accent is so beautiful. Joe, yeah, everybody loves the word curly whirly in Scotland. It's just the way that we say it. I get slagged at work for saying fibre because I say that weird. Pattern's another one. Saturn, oven. It's just because I'm from the East Coast. I speak differently. I get slagged at work about saying fibre a lot because of the fibre network. I say it a lot at work, and then people just burst out laughing. So put your questions in the chat if you've got any burning questions or anything you want help with, and I'll try and answer them. Back to the questions. We're nearly through them all, so don't worry. MG-GU9CM. What dose am I on now, and what is my schedule? Well, I think I've covered that. I'm on 5 milligrams. I'm taking it twice a week at 2.5 milligrams each. The last few weeks, I've actually been still doing the same, but I've been taking it a wee bit earlier. So instead of 3.5 days, I've been taking it 3 days. And what that's done is it's pushed my shots up to say that the amount of drug in my system is 6 milligrams at the moment. So it's a wee bit higher than a 5, but it's not as high as 7.5. So I can afford to do that because I've got 2 pens in the fridge as well. So it just means I'm taking it a wee bit quicker than normal. The only reason I did this is because one week when I come back from the cruise, I found, I think it's maybe because my schedule, my routine had gone out of sync. I found the food noise crept in a wee bit more. I just wanted that extra boost to get it back in again, and it worked because it got rid of it pretty much instantly. My God, my mouth's so dry. It's crazy, isn't it? I really envy these people that take this Mounjaro and get no side effects whatsoever. Is anybody in the chat on Wegovy, by the way? Let me know your story on that. Simone says, thanks for the live, enjoyed it. And the chat panel too. Night, 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 night. Right, I think that's all the questions. Got through quite a lot there. It was great that I got all these questions fired at me. Yeah, it's just been a really interesting journey. I'm going to do a 9-month video in the next few weeks and go over what I've liked on it, what I've disliked on it, the top tips. If you ever go back to my videos, if you're thinking of going on this or you're getting towards maintenance, I've got tons of tips and videos to help you along the way. The reason I started this, it wasn't to get monetization or get money out of it. I mean, I've not even made any money on this yet. It was to help you guys. I wasn't even going to put this online. I did the first video on this because I wanted to do a wee diary for myself. And I thought, well, why just keep it to myself when I could share it with other people and help them? And I've obviously got over 1,000 subscribers now, so that's great. And it's good that people actually really enjoy the help, because let's face it, that's what we do it for at the end of the day, is just because we want to help other people avoid the pitfalls that we've been through. Because there's so many pitfalls, there's so many questions about dosing, about the pens, about needles. That's another thing. I mean, when I first started this, I hate needles. I was like, I don't know if I can inject myself. And I was like asking a flatmate, can you inject me? He's like, you can do it yourself. And I'm like, can I? Can I though? I was always thinking if I was ever a diabetic, would I be able to do it? You would just have to do it. So, and then the needle is just so tiny that it was all that worry was for nothing. After the third one, it became a routine. I was just like, you don't even feel it. I mean, occasionally you'll feel a little sting, but it's just people worry about that so much, about injecting themselves. I can see why. I don't like needles. When you take blood out of you, it's different because it's going into a vein. This is just going into fat, and we've all got plenty of fat, let's face it, because that's what we're wanting to lose. That was another thing I wanted to cover. Was I used to do my stomach all the time. Most of my journey, I've done the stomach. I did the left and I did the right. And then it was about 8 weeks ago, I decided to change it to my arm, because I was speaking to friends on TikTok and they're saying you get a bigger hit in the arm if you take it on the arm. And I was like, really? I've never done the thigh because I've got more muscle in my thigh. I thought, well, I'll get fatty bits, but I don't have much fat left in my stomach as much as I'd. So I thought I'll do my arm. And yeah, I did get a bit of a good buzz of medication off it. But the weird thing was, if I did my left one, I got like a dull ache. Do you know how you get your you used to get your COVID injection or your flu injection in your arm, and then it would be like a dull ache for like a day. I used to get that in the left arm, but on the right arm it was fine. So I didn't really understand that. So now I've just been doing it in the right arm for the last 8 weeks, and it's been fine. And I think it's helped the sulfur burps, because obviously you're not injecting it straight into your stomach. And I think that was giving me a lot of sulfur burp problems. And you also get a lot of sulfur burps when you eat a lot of protein-rich stuff, I find. Don't know if you guys find that. Tofferdale is called Jane. All right, okay. Never have got that from the name. Found thigh is 0 side effects. Oh, really? From my Mounjaro journey. See, I mean, I've got a bit fat around the thigh, but because I do a lot of running, a lot of Peloton, I suppose I get more muscle there. I was just trying to find the fattiest bit of my body to try it. But yeah, I mean, everybody's different. That's the thing about this journey. Nobody is the same. I mean, I can get lots of side effects. Next person get none. Then I can lose weight. Next person doesn't lose any weight. You know, I can lose 1 to 2 pounds a week. Next person will lose it like 5 pounds a week. It's just, and then everybody's got different goals to reach. I mean, some people are starting at £300, so they've got, you know, they're going to lose 5 or 6 pounds a week. But if you're on £199, you're not going to lose 5-6 pounds a week. One thing I'll say is don't compare yourself to everybody else. That is a big pitfall. It's easy to see Betty next door losing £6 a week and you're losing £0.5 pound, and you just get despondent about it, and you're just like, oh, this is just crap compared to Betty, you know. But everybody's different. She's probably got a lot more weight to lose. Everybody's body is different. They're at the drug different. So it really is not a one size fits all scenario. I mean, at the start, I was like thinking, I'm only losing 1 to 2 pounds a week, even though that is the recommended amount. Everybody wants a big number, don't they? Let's face it. But on hindsight, I was kind of glad getting 1 to 2 pounds, because that's the optimal amount to not get too much saggy skin. If you're going to lose half a stone every week, the skin's just going to be hanging off you. Debbie Scott, oh my God, that's a long name. Debbie Garcia, badass baby boomer. Wow. No side effects, but good ones. Well, look at you. That's all I can say. Are you, that's me. I put that Nightbot thing on. Joe was, you have to go and see Joe's channel. Joe's slim down. So Joe's sleep, was it slim down, sleep and slim down? That's it. Okay, I'll get them mixed up. She's got a really good journey, and she's got a really good channel. She's got well over 3,000 subscribers now. I'm jealous. But yeah, she's got a big variety of stuff going on in her channel, from, you know, trying out different things. She gets sent loads of equipment and stuff to try out. So going over and see her channel. And yeah, there's just so many good creators basically on Mounjaro and Wegovy and all the rest of them. Zempic, you know, it's just people giving out good advice. So yeah. Does anybody get any other questions? We'll probably stop it. What time is it? 8:20. We'll give it to 8:30 and I'll knock it on the head. My God, it's just so thirsty. If you've got any other questions, fire them in. Is anybody else reaching maintenance soon? I find that's another thing. On YouTube, everybody's talking about losing weight. Hardly anybody is talking about maintenance. I mean, there's me and a few other folk. It really needs talked about more, because when people get to target, they're like, what am I doing now? I need guidance. You know, what pitfalls am I going to find in maintenance? And I'm finding there's more pitfalls in maintenance than there was losing the weight. So it just shows you, I didn't think that would be the case at all. The thing is, when you cross the line, getting to your goal weight, you almost feel like I'm complete. That's me done. But then it's not that simple, is it? Because then you want to keep the weight off. Otherwise, you're just going to pile it back on if you just get rid of all the good stuff that you've learned along the way. So, yeah, that's one thing you need to really, really look into, is look at maintenance now. See if you're a month away from it. Check it now. Check your supplier will supply you down to a maintenance dose. Is your BMI in a healthy range? If it gets too low, see if it goes below like 21 or 20, you're going to be under 20 is going to be classed as underweight. Nobody's going to give you this drug when you're underweight. So you're going to have come off it altogether. Are you prepared for that? Are you going to get the food noise back? How are you going to cope with it? You don't want to be going back up to 30 BMI again, all the way down to 19. Crazy. I think they should let you stay on it, no matter what your BMI is. And, a lot of companies will let you stay on it for life now. And initially, when this came out, it was 2 years maximum. Now it's changed. But you need to check with your pharmacy if they'll supply you into maintenance, because mine does. And I'm quite happy with mine, to be honest. And they send it out. It's cold. Send it out the next day, 24 hours delivery. And yeah, I just have to give them my weight and stuff. So it's been really good. Joe says, this has been wonderful, Ali. Thank you. Cheers. I don't do flies very often. I think the last one was like 3 months ago. I should really do more, I suppose. Joe says, do you believe maintenance is actually for the rest of our lives? Or do you expect not to be in maintenance at some point? I think it's the rest of our life, to be fair. You're going to want to stick to a weight range, not maybe a specific weight, a weight range your whole life. I don't want to go back up. I've no wardrobe now to go back up. I got rid of it all. So if I go back up to I've still got some medium clothes. If I go back up to a large, I'll have to buy a whole new wardrobe again. And I'm not going out buying large clothes again. Can you imagine? It's so depressing that'll be. I got rid of them all, so I can't go back up. That's in my head, but there's no way I can go back now, because this is the last time I'm doing this. I've been doing up and down yo-yo dieting since I was in my 20s, and I'm 52 now. It's too much now. I just can't keep doing this. This is the last ditch attempt at keeping it off. And I'm happy at the weight I am. I think I look good at the weight I am. If I can just tone up my stomach, get rid of the bingo wings, if I can get rid of this injury, because I've got a rotator cuff injury at the moment. Went to the doctors, they gave me naproxen for it. But it's just a painkiller. It's not really helping the actual pain go away. The injury go away, and I've been trying to stay off it and stuff. When you lie on it, it's sore. When I put on clothes, it's sore because I'm going like that. I can put my hand back to there, and that's about it. I'm hoping that goes away, because I want to do more strength training in the new year. As I say, it's just such a up and down journey when you get to maintenance. You just have to keep reassessing it week on week, changing things. I put on 2.5 pounds this week. I didn't expect that. But then the creatine could be that. Who knows? You're constantly guessing yourself. Is it this that's put the weight on? Or is it that? Because I haven't really changed my food habits this week at all. Mr. Randomville is nipping to the corner shop for a couple of curly whirlies. Hope they're still 10p. Don't think they are for some reason. I haven't had one of them for about 40 years. Do you know what I do with them? Put them in the freezer. And the finger of fudge. Put them in the freezer. When I was on Slimming World, I got this. If you cut a finger of fudge, it's just enough to give your kids a treat. You remember that advert, don't you? Cut it into 4 parts, stick it in the freezer, and suck on a finger of fudge. When you're feeling that you want a sweet treat, lasts for ages because it's been in the freezer. Curly whirly, put it in the freezer, lasts longer because it's not just instantly melting. And these things they're just sweet treats. They're only like 90 calories, so they're not going to kill your diet or anything. We all have to eat what we want to eat. At the end of the day, you can eat what you want on Mounjaro as long as you're in a calorie deficit and you're not eating like crap food, like constant fried food. I don't have takeaways anymore. I don't have Burger King. I don't have McDonald's. No intentions of going there. I just don't want it. occasionally, I think I had a takeaway pizza about 4 months ago. I had 2 slices and left the rest. It's a waste of money. I'm just going to get a fridge full of Mounjaro because I'm scared to run out. And microdosing, how do you manage that with your supplier if you're microdosing? Well, if you're staying with the same one, all you need to do is supply them with the date of your last. If they're saying, well, you've not got a pen off us for 2 months now, just supply them the last date of your pen. They should be okay to give you more. Because see, when the price went up, everybody went out and bought tons of pens. So I know somebody called Guyver on TikTok. He bought 15 pens and put it on a credit card when the prices went up, so he could get all the old prices. And I think he's still got like 6 pens left now, or maybe more. So he did that, and I'm like, well, what happens when you go back to the pharmacy and say, well, you've not been with her for 6 months? He says he's got all the dates of the orders, and he said that should be fine to, like, as long as you've got dates. I keep the boxes that come in because you've got your name on it. I've kept all the boxes just in case anybody asks. It's got the date it was supplied to you, and it's also got your expiry date and all the rest. I mean, these things are lasting more than a year in your fridge, so I wouldn't worry about that part. I've got 2 pens. 1 started and 2 more pens in the fridge, both 5. So even if I come down to 2.5, I'm just going to eke it out, and that'll save me with some money anyway. But I'm not planning on coming off it in the next couple of months at least. So yeah, I'll probably just keep getting 5 pens while I can. And then the thing is the golden dose is going to go at some point. The price may go up. We don't know. And not moving to Wegovy, I've thought about that. I just don't see the point because a lot of people get stomach issues on Wegovy, and you don't get the food noise suppression that you're doing with Mounjaro apparently. And I don't want, even it's cheaper. To me, it's only cheap if it works. There's no point in changing from £165 Mounjaro pen to £100 Wegovy pen, and it doesn't do anything for you, does it? That's my take on it. It's just a waste of money otherwise. But everybody's different. Some people love Wegovy. Some people hate it. Some people love Mounjaro. Some people hate it. Everyone's different. My insurance wouldn't pay for my shots this month. Turned 65 with a Medicare. I'm a diabetic and love Mounjaro. My A1C is better than ever. I don't know what an A1C is. Is that an American? I take it if you're in America because your insurance is paying for it. We don't have insurance here as such. It's the NHS. And getting on the NHS is a complete nightmare, as Jo will tell you if you ask her. She's been trying to get on the NHS. You need to have so many caveats to get it. And even then, I know somebody in one of my WhatsApp groups saying they're not going to supply it above 5 milligrams. So who knows? I love your lights and all your videos. Thanks. I've got a bit of a light fetish. It's just a bit of fun. I just got this one. I know it's an 8 pixel thing. It's just like taking me back to my Spectrum days when I used to play computer games in the 80s. I'm a bit 80s obsessed. I listen to 80s music all the time. So I love lights and stuff like that. But it's just a bit of fun. Naproxen is an anti-inflammatory, not a painkiller. Steroid injections might help. Well, the doctor gave me naproxen and something else. What is it? Something that goes up with your stomach to stop it getting destroyed, apparently. You didn't see? It's called a Zemprazole. So I've got these to take. I thought that was a painkiller. Obviously not then. But that's what the doctor says. And do some exercise. But I've not done the exercises yet. I need to start them because if it's not getting better, and these aren't really helping, to be honest. But it's just annoying because I want to do some weights and I can't really. Did some dumbbells this morning and it was a wee bit painful. I don't want to antagonise it. And then I'm sleeping on that side during the night because I keep tossing and turning. It's not helping it. I don't know. I think it's just because I'm getting old. It's as simple as that. I'm 52 now, so all these ailments are starting to come out. Okey-doke. Well, I think it's almost, I've got 2 minutes left, so any last second questions, fire them in, folks. Thank you for all attending the live. It will be on catch up on YouTube after this. So I hope you all enjoyed it. And I'll probably do another one in the new year at some point. I'll probably do one when I come to my 1 year anniversary, which is going to be in March, but I'll probably do one before that as well. Everybody enjoys the questions and it's quite informative. Then yeah, I'll do another one. And I love speaking to everybody and getting their stories as well. I just find it so interesting that everybody's story is so different. You know what I mean? You're welcome. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Well, I think we'll just leave it there. And thank you all for attending the live. The proxen, I was on it when I did my back end, watch your kidneys and that stuff. Really, I only got a month's supply, so I'm not going to be staying on it long term. And it's only, what strength? 250 milligrams. Don't know if that's any good or not. Osteopath fixed mine. Yeah, that might be a good call out actually, because it's just weird and it clicks a bit. So I don't know, maybe I've just strained it or something, but I didn't do anything really strenuous to do it. So it's really weird how it suddenly became sore. But it's been now since before the cruise, so we're talking 7-8 weeks, and it's still much the same. When when you're putting on jackets, you go like that. That's when it's sore. But yeah, I'm sure we'll get rid of it at some point. Joe says I shouldn't type when I'm sneezing. No, probably not a good thing to do. Okie doke. Right, well, I'm going to leave it there and I'll speak to you all soon. Thanks for thumbing up the video and commenting, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye for now.